You know, life insurance, it can feel really complicated, right? All the different policies, the jargon, it's a lot. But what if we could just break it all down? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to look at the main types of life insurance through the lens of real life, right here in Arizona. By the time we're done, you're going to have a much clearer picture of how to protect your financial future. Let's get into it. So, just think about your life here in the Valley for a second. Are you a young family, maybe just getting started in Phoenix? Or perhaps you're a business owner over in Tempe, riding the waves of entrepreneurship. Or maybe, just maybe, you're enjoying that well-deserved retirement out in Mesa. I mean, on the surface, those lives look completely different. They've all got their own unique goals, their own challenges, and for sure, their own financial situations. But what's the one crucial thing that really connects them all? It really is that simple. Every single one of us has a future we want to safeguard. And that's exactly why life insurance is absolutely not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. The right plan for a first-time homeowner is going to look way different from the right plan for an established business owner. So let's explore how these different plans fit specific chapters of your life. Okay, first up, let's talk about policies that are designed for a specific chapter in your life. A season where your financial responsibilities are probably at their absolute peak. This is where something called term life insurance comes in. Honestly, it's the most straightforward type of coverage there is. You pick a term, say 10, 20, or maybe 30 years, and if you pass away during that specific window of time, your family gets the benefit. It's designed to be there right when they need it the most. Okay, this is a perfect example. Just picture a young couple in Phoenix. They've just bought their first home, they've got little kids running around. A 20 or 30-year term policy is tailor-made for them. It makes sure that if something tragic happens, the mortgage gets paid off and their kids are financially secure until they're old enough to be on their own. So the real takeaway with term life, it's all about efficiency. It's usually the most affordable option because it's laser-focused on covering a specific period of risk, like raising that family or paying down that big mortgage. It's simple, it's direct protection. But what happens when you need protection that lasts your entire life? Right. What if you're looking for something that doesn't have an expiration date? Well, that's where we get into what are called permanent policies. These are designed for lifelong coverage and for building a legacy. And first up in this category is whole life insurance. Just like the name says, it's designed to cover your whole life. Now, two things make it really unique: guaranteed premiums and cash value. This means your payments are locked in forever, they'll never go up, and at the same time, part of that payment goes into a kind of savings account that grows over time, which you can actually borrow against if you need to. Let's picture a professional out in Scottsdale, someone who's a bit further along in their career. Their house might be paid off, but now they're thinking bigger. They want to guarantee a legacy for their grandkids and make sure their final expenses are covered no matter when that day comes. Whole life gives them that rock-solid predictability. But what if you need that permanent coverage, but your financial life isn't quite so predictable? Well, that's where universal life insurance shines. It's a lot like whole life. It's permanent, it has that cash value piece, but its superpower is flexibility. Here's a great real-world example. Think about a business owner in Tempe. One year might be amazing, the next might be a little leaner. Universal life lets them adjust their premium payments. They can pay more in the good years to build up that cash value faster, and then pay less when cash flow is tight, all without ever losing their coverage. So, to boil it all down, if you're someone who values guarantees, predictability, and a disciplined way to save, whole life is your rock. But if your income or your needs might change over time and you value the ability to adapt, universal life offers that critical flexibility. It's all about what fits your life. All right, let's wrap this up with a look at two types of policies designed for very specific goals, usually related to end-of-life planning and building that legacy we talked about. Final expense insurance is, well, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a smaller, more affordable permanent policy. Its one and only job is to make sure your loved ones aren't stuck with the costs of a funeral, final medical bills, or any other little debts left behind. And this really gets to the heart of it. The main goal here is just peace of mind. For a retiree in Mesa who might be on a fixed income, this policy makes sure their final wishes are taken care of. And believe me, that removes a huge emotional and financial weight from their family's shoulders. Okay, next up is a really clever tool for couples called joint or survivorship life insurance. It's one single policy that covers two people. And most of the time, it's designed to pay out the benefit only after the second person passes away. This makes it an incredibly powerful tool for estate planning. A married couple, let's say in Phoenix, can use this to create a really tax-efficient inheritance for their kids. The policy guarantees the funds are there to cover any potential estate taxes or to simply provide a legacy, but it only kicks in after they've both passed on. Phew, okay, we have covered a lot of ground, from temporary protection all the way to lifelong legacy planning. So, how do you pull all this together and figure out what your next step should be? Well, here's a quick little cheat sheet to help it all stick. Remember, term is for temporary needs, whole life is for that predictable, permanent coverage, universal is for permanent coverage but with flexibility, and then final expense and joint policies are for very specific legacy goals. You can see how those different life situations we talked about point to different solutions. Ultimately, the most important thing to remember is that you do not have to figure this out alone. The best next step for anyone, even thinking about this stuff, is to just have a simple conversation. We're right here to help you look at your own goals and find the right path for your situation. Just give us a call at 602-460-5470. You know, protecting what matters most, your family, your business, your legacy, it's one of the biggest financial decisions any of us can make. Now that you understand the options, the question isn't just if you're ready to protect your future, it's how.